The number one reason traders fail. It's not what you think. Hi, it's Charlie giving you Saturday's video. I hope you're very well. And we all know the reasons, the specific reasons why traders fail. So they'll fail because of things like lack of discipline, for example, greed, fear, all the emotional ranges that will create problems for them and make them quit. But the number one actual reason that traders fail is actually undercapitalization. Undercapitalization. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to just do a simple exercise. I'm just going to, let's assume we've got someone who's got, undercapitalized, so to speak, and they've got £1,000, let's say, they pop into a trading account. But let's say that they're a good trader and a very good trader, and then they're making, let's say, 50% a year, and they do it every single year. So obviously this is not real, but I'm just giving, so they're not making 100% in any year, or not making 200% or anything like that. They just consistently do 50% a year. Okay, just for the purposes of this exercise. So on the end of their first year, they make £500 on that. Okay, so their account then goes up to 1,500. Okay, and then at the end of that year, they make £750, and so on and so forth, obviously. And so their account goes up to 2,250, 2,250, and so on and so forth. So 2,250. I've already written these down. 3,372 after the gains from that year. After the gains from this year, it goes up to 5,058. Roughly, I've just rounded these. Then to 7,587. Then bumps up to 11,380. Then it goes up to 17,000. See, you see how once the account is growing, how it gets so much, it jumps up so much more. So once the account's bigger, then it jumps up so much more, of course. Then it goes up to 25,000. I'll just say 600, and then it goes up to 38,000. Okay, 38,400. Okay, so I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's taken 10 years to get to a decent level at 38,400, and the gains are growing. But even in that final year going into from 25,000, that produced a gain of, I think it was 19,200. Okay, so yeah, so that's starting to become quite a nice return there. But let's be perfectly honest. If you were trying to create an income, that's not really much of an income, is it? Not a genuine income, I mean. So if you were trying to create an actual income to live off, I'm not talking about for people who have got money and they just want a little bit of extra income. They might actually be right way back down here. So we've had plenty of traders who have literally just traded and said, yeah, I just make enough money to pay for some holidays or pay for some extra bills or things like that. So you do have that. But what we're talking about here is the reasons why the majority of people quit, because they can't hold and wait for 10 years to grow their capital to where it might need to be for them to actually see that really high gains. Because for the average person, they've got £1,000 in an account, to make £500 in a year, there's not a lot you can do with £500. It's a nice amount of money, of course, and it's a damn sight higher than what you get in bank interest or pretty much anywhere else. 50% in a year is a fantastic percentage return, but on small amounts, it's not a lot. So you have to be patient in order to wait for to get to that point, whatever that point is for you along the road here, whereby you're producing enough money. And bearing in mind, if you take money out, then your account's not growing, is it? And so that's why so many people quit. Yes, there are all these other reasons why why they might quit, because they might not be making money anyway. They might be failing and stuff. But even if you've got a trader who's actually doing okay, they can still end up quitting if they're just undercapitalized, because they haven't got the patience to see it out and wait for that growth. The growth does come, but for a lot of people, they end up quitting somewhere on the line, because what they end up doing is getting a bit impatient, and then they push it too much somewhere down, I don't know, down here, and then they go and blow up or whatever anyway. So number one reason, as far as I'm concerned, is undercapitalization. What can you do about it? Well, again, it depends on who you are as a person and a trader. I always say to people, once you feel like you're consistent as a trader, then if you have an income, because most traders actually have an income. Now, there are people who are retired, of course, that's different, but then they probably have a retirement income. But for people who are in jobs, who are in that position to say, well, actually, I want to compound my account even greater, then my advice would be to add to your account periodically. If you can make savings from your work, and you're confident enough, you've got to a point where you say, do you know what, I'm a pretty decent trader. Well, add in. People don't do that. They don't add more funds to their trading capital. They just want to purely grow their trading capital. Whereas really, well, if you can add another £100 here or there, then it can make a huge difference along the way, because it keeps on compounding that account. So that would be my number one advice. Other advice that I wouldn't do is, I do get people talking to me about going for funded accounts. Most of them, they're geared up for the companies to make money out of you. Don't bother wasting your time. Very good business models for them, not for you. So for you, work hard and add and try to add funds to your account. There's no better way of doing it than trading your own money. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of food for thought on this Saturday morning. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll take care, and I'll see you next week.